What's going on? Billy is back here with another review. I know you're so excited. Don't come out of your seat yet. Well, gotta get your popcorn, maybe. It won't be too long. But here's the thing. We've got the Masters of the Universe crossover with Stranger Things. Now, I'm gonna be straightforward and honest with you. Alright? I've never seen Stranger Things. You may think, damn, that's crazy, man. But I haven't watched it. Now, I have access to it. I just never put it on. I'm interested in it. I want to watch it. I don't watch a lot of TV, you know? I watch a lot of vintage cartoons. So I have to get into this. I'm going to have to get into it. But I do know the backstory, the figures we have, what's going on. And we're going to get into that here in a minute. But now, what I will say is, just to get to just straight to it, the latest is the Hordak. I don't know why it's Hordak with the Hellfire-Man. The first release was the Skeletor with the Demogorgon, and the second release would have been He-Man with the Vecna, which is a really great figure. I do have these loose and I have these separate and all, but we're not going to open these. We're not going to mess with these. The Skeletor and He-Man are going to be put aside. Today we're going to focus just on the Hordak and the Hellfire-Man. So I've got a few Hordaks. I'm going to bring in just the Origins line that were retail release. I'm not going to bring in the blue version from the PowerCon release 4-pack. I'll just bring in the releases now. A couple things we'll go over here with the packaging in a minute. I just want to stress some disappointments. And I've had somebody comment in the past and say, "Hey man, there's a lot of things you don't like, But I'm an honest guy and I'm an honest reviewer, and there's some things I don't like. Now you may disagree with me, and that's fine. That's why I want you to comment. If you don't agree with what I say, fine. Unsubscribe or subscribe and then like and then comment, whatever. This is a place where you can be open about what you have to say. But I'm going to show you a couple of things here in a second. We're going to get into that on the packaging, and we'll jump right into it. So stay tuned. Here we go. Let's roll. All right, so let's go ahead and show off this issue I have, right? And again, you may not like it. You can unsubscribe, you can subscribe. It doesn't, it's whatever. I don't want to upset anyone. I had, like I said, a comment that I found several things negative in a review. But I just try to, be honest. So I'm going to do this now. So first up, Skeletor. Look at this. Look at this full portrait here of Skeletor. From here to the bottom. Now the camera's not getting, it's missing a little bit. I'll just show it to you. A little bit here from the top. Right? Okay. That's fine. Then we bring in this awesome He-Man portrait here on the side. Boom. And we'll go ahead and show that off. I mean, they look great. And look, who's that look like? I'll show you in a second. All right, so we have this, and we go, okay, well, so we're trying to build this this diorama, as in like carded figures or whatever, right? These bookshelf type things, and then they bring this beautiful these two beautiful figures. By the way, this is probably the best pack, in my opinion. The Hellfire-Man, and of course the glow-in-the-dark Hordak, which I have some other Hordaks from the Origins line I'm going to compare. I'm not going to bring in the the PowerCon blue Hordak. I'm going to stick just to the retail versions. But here, it's the thing, right? So it's supposed to be consistency, man. And then we get this shit here. Here, I'll even put it off to the side because Skeletor came first, then He-Man. Now, does it look good? Yeah. Looks great. But if I back out here, can you even? Where the hell's Hordak? He's up in his little chair here, man. Which is where he usually is. Which is it's it's accurate to a point. The the bow here, it's kind of upside down. This is on top, not on the bottom. This sculpt. I don't know why this is the way it is. I guess none of my business. Stop fucking worrying about it. But is it cool? Yeah, it's great, man. And then the bats are upside down here. So they're like they're showing you the upside down, or the what's the right damn word for it, man? Let me make sure I got it right here. It's just it's very not upsetting, but it's just upside down. I don't know. It's supposed to be upside down. The world, the bats are upside down, and the moon's upside down, and then of course Hordak is right side up. So, but then if you put them together, and let's say you want to do a nice, bookshelf. Look at this. Now Hordak looks great. Now his, I will say the, piece behind his head. I'm lost for words right now because I'm like upset. I had this whole thing planned out. Whatever. You know what I'm talking about. You all are better than me. So the piece behind his head here, while it's present in a very small little part of the drawing here. Come on, focus. There you go, baby. There you go. It's missing, which is fine. He still looks great. But the crossbow, it's upside down. And then you have these two wonderful, beautifully done, painted up, full on artwork. Look at this. Look, Snake Mountain kind of in the background, Skeletor and all his shit. Then you've got the He-Man with what I consider the Hellfire-Man, the shield. Look at this. How great is this with Grayskull behind him? And then we come over here and we go, okay, Hordak sitting on a chair. The crossbow, which comes with a toy, vintage toy, is upside down. This right here should be on top of the crossbow, which means you wouldn't see that. Oh, sorry. You wouldn't see that. Just keep that in mind. Am I nitpicking? Yeah, I am a little bit. Not expensive, but, well, to a point it's expensive, but you get what I'm saying. And then down here, the bats are upside down. Then you have the moon, and you have some mountains upside down. Then it flips to here, which is kind of trying to give you the upside down. So something has clearly changed. I don't know what. I'm not an expert, obviously, in the packaging design. We're going to stick them together like this. We're going to flip them around. And we're going to do this. And we're going to do that. Oh. Nice recovery. Now, keep in mind, on the bottom of these, they have those little hang tabs. So I'm going to have to push them back against this wall here. I don't want them to fall over. Let me bring in something here. Just let me bring in this. That's not going to work. Oh, lordy. Let's do this. Let's bring in a tool. All right, there we go. That holds. So they have these little hang tabs. But so this will be the Skeletor and the Demogorgon. Is that what it's? I don't know. I told you I'd never watched Stranger Things, but look how beautiful the artwork is. And then you've got him here. Look at this with He-Man. I mean, how great is that? Come on, it's fantastic, right? I mean, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I just want to show you some stuff, but you know what? I'm getting too far in myself. And now this is still great. This is still really good. The Hellfire-Man, like it's not as detailed as these two here, with the full on portraits for the artwork. But he's a little smaller, you know. So he's like this versus, as you can see, these. But it's much better than the Hordak. I don't know why. Because let's be honest, the reason for this whole crossover, you know, I mean, obviously the whole reason, as I say, is because of the MOTU. It's MOTU, right? It's, if anyone thinks this is a Stranger Things 2-pack, I got news for you. You're incorrect. You're wrong. And that's my opinion, and I'll stick to it. This is all MOTU. This is a MOTU crossover. MOTU is the one initiating this and helping Stranger Things. They don't need Stranger Things to do a crossover for anything or to promote themselves or whatever. So, again, that's just the packaging. I just wanted to show that off and give my opinion. Please let me know if you would disagree or if you agree or you think I'm full of shit, because I understand that this doesn't really, these don't flow together, but at least they still have, like, you know, the cut up stuff here. They got stuff going on. It kind of flows and then it just goes into now something different now. Excuse me. So maybe we'll have a fourth one. You know, if you collected the DVDs from back in the day, the box sets, the back of them, from He-Man to the New Adventures of He-Man, the She-Ra, all that stuff, they all connected together when you turn them around. So maybe we're going to get a fourth version. Now, so far what I'm seeing is Skeletor, He-Man, Hordak. And those are the main characters as far as, like, the villains and the heroic warrior. So who's next? Who would be next? And who else in Stranger Things is next? Who else would be available? I think we're kind of getting towards the end of the line. So I think we're done. I think this is it. And I think that's what you've got. This, I don't want to, this just doesn't look as professional as this and this. I think you've gotten something that's going on and you're like very excited about. And even the artwork, like, it looks more of a, now it's great artwork. Don't get me wrong, of Hordak alone, it's fantastic. But when you put it here and how it's put into a beautiful, you know, side of the packaging, I just don't feel like it's the same thing. So let me know what you think. Make sure you comment. And I don't know. Is it petty? Sure. You know, we can go on from there. Look at the backs real quick. Go ahead and pull this up here. Yeah, I don't know, man. For some reason, you know, the artwork just even looks better on these two, which I wasn't a huge fan of because I don't know Stranger Things. That's the other problem. You know, that's on me. That's not the artist's fault or fart. But this just doesn't, it just doesn't scream the same as this. This looks decent, but it's just not the same. Anyway, all right, I'm going to leave that alone. Let's move on, man. Let's go ahead and get this thing out, and let's see what we got. All right, so we've got Hellfire-Man out of the package, and look, he is straight fire. I had no pun intended. He's ridiculous. He's fantastic. Now, you know me to be probably nitpicky on some things I'll comment on and say, hey, I don't like this or I don't like that. He's done wonderfully, man, right? But his hands are like just Cheeto dust, like just straight burnt red. they're not nice and shaded. Like they're just molded in that red, which is fine because he's still bad as hell. He's got that Beast Man armor going on. Got this Classics armor. You know, this Triclops armor just looks great on him, as you can see. Now this was used on the WWE MOTU crossover with Undertaker, the Glow in the Dark. And also the Superstars, I think Bret Hart, had this as well, from my understanding, if I remember correctly. But he just, I don't know, they brought this thing to life. He looks great. Now, I have not seen Stranger Things, so if you want to spoil something, you can. It's fine. I will watch it eventually. I like to watch everything. I like to binge watch. So, like, if it's going to, I wanted to wait till it's done. And then, so apparently this is it. So I'll watch them all. I'll catch up on everything. I'll see who's who and know what's what. So I'll get to this, apparently. But he does come with a cool mace here, you know, ball and chain. It's a die, so it does have some numbers on it. I don't know if you'll be able to see that or not. It's got like 6, 18, 8, 22, 18, 11, 13. So we can go. Yeah, it's kind of hard, is it? 13, there you go. Lucky 13. It does come with cool ass, rocking out hand here. Bam. And he has this guitar. Now, again, I haven't seen the show. I don't know how accurate this is to the show, but it's pretty damn dope. The guitar part itself is pretty hard. The neck, where the frets or whatever they call this on here, it's a little gummy. You can see I can move it. The little whammy bar thing here, whatever, that's a solid piece. But this right here, this is solid as a rock. I mean, I can't bend this at all. It's made really well. It looks great with him. So if you're into that, it's awesome. I mean, just look at the head sculpt on this thing. Now, earlier we were talking about the different, figures in the package. I didn't break out the He-Man and the Skeletor, or the two, the bad guys, so to speak. But apparently, Hellfire-Man is a good guy in the Upside Down. So I'll have to see how that plays out. Maybe I'm incorrect on that. But this is the same head that's on He-Man's shield. And I can't believe that for a minute that they would put a bad guy on He-Man's shield. And I'm pretty sure that's the same head. But look how fantastic the detail is on this. Great job, Mattel, on this. It's fantastic. Reuse of the armor is great. I mean, it's basically just a reuse of a figure with a new head sculpt. This reminds me a little bit of Monkey and kind of from LJN line, the toy line. It's I don't know. The guitar is unique to me. If you know what this is from, if they have this mold for something else, let me know. The hands, of course, I believe there's another figure with hands like this, probably in the WWE stuff, but it's great. It does have some like nails going on, so maybe not, maybe it's unique, but it's a great figure. But we're going to move on to the Hordak, because the Hordak for me is the purpose of me purchasing this. He is absolutely stunning in this dark blue translucent color. I brought a couple of the retail pieces in from Hordak from Origins to just show off kind of comparison. I didn't break out the PowerCon 4-pack blue Hordak, which I had a loose one. I gave that away. I do have a 4-pack sealed, so I didn't break that out. But I may break out the Hurricane Hordak from the creation site. So we'll see. But Hellfire-Man, fantastic. Great job, Mattel. Again, the backstory and all that, I'll have to get into that and watch the show. If you want to put any spoilers down below, that's up to you. That's fine. Just comment. But Hordak's where we're going, man. This is where Hordak is what we're after. So let's go ahead and get into that. All right, we've got the Hordak out. You can see him there in the background. Got his accessories here. I'm going to go over those, over these first, and then we'll get into him, and then I'll show you a few of the Origins pieces. But first up, this sword. I've never seen this, so I'm going to assume this is a Hellfire or some type of upside down, because he's in that realm, sword. And it has this awesome effect here, this flame where you just kind of slide this right on in. That looks great. It's fantastic. Really is a good piece. Great sculpt. The colors are fantastic. Just, I don't know, it's a really fun piece. It's nice to have. It's got some, decent little weight to it. It's not too bad. It's a little pliable. Nothing terrible. Mine comes apart. You can see where it's like, coming off the plastic here, but as long as you push back down on it, it's fine. It doesn't fall off. Stays on the sword. Really great piece. So again, I have to probably watch the show because I'm not familiar with what is going on here. Kind of lost. But the bat, I am familiar with the bat. Great sculpt on this. The problem I am having is it's supposed to go around his left arm over his wrist. You see like a little spot here. I can't get it to stay. I've tried several different ways trying to get that to pop on, so I'm not going to try it again. But, that's how it's supposed to go. Maybe I'll pop the hand off later and try to maybe get it in there really good and get it to stay. But for now, it's cool. It's whatever. But we're going to move on to the figure. And this does glow in the dark, just like you see his face has already started. It's got like a little bit of a glow to it. Yeah. This figure is the best Hordak so far that's been released. Now, I'm a huge fan of the Filmation color Hordak, especially on the toy version of, so basically that would be the PowerCon exclusive that was done, the 4-pack with Grizzlor and the 2 Stormtroopers. But this right here has a translucent blue. It's a very dark blue. It's hard to see it on probably camera. You see a little bit right here. Probably it's like a purplish color on the knees. I'm assuming it's translucent. It's, I didn't put any light to it. I'm excited about it, man. I wanted to get it open and go, The cape has a little darker red to it. A little bit of a wash color. It looks great. See here, I've got it pulled apart so you can check it out. But man, it is just great. This is the baddest freaking Hordak so far, in my opinion, as far as color goes. I know it's, accessory wise and what he can do. That's one thing. Now, I want to focus real quick on the face. If you have a different face than this, I need to know, because I'm assuming there's going to be variations to this, because there are so many variations with Hordak, with the standard release from Origins, the deluxe version, which is the Buzzsaw Hordak. The heads vary widely on that. So, and I'll show a couple off here in a second, but the all black with a small red little beady eyes, if that's what you have, let me know. If you have something different, I would love to know. I'm really interested in that. I love variations. I love errors. I'm into all that stuff. So let me know. But so far, to me, this is the Hordak. You've got to get this 2-pack if you are a MOTU Origins fan. Because that's an Origins buck, that's an Origins piece. I understand it may not be a part of the line as far as the grand scheme of the original release from the 80s, but it is a standard Origins Hordak, and the color is just beautiful on it. It's great. I will say, I'm a little surprised, the armband. It's on his right arm. I've never seen that. Usually you see it on his left arm. So as you can see here, it's on his right arm. I haven't seen any on his left arm. I don't know if that's just an error on their part. If that's something they're doing because he's upside down. If that's the case, maybe. I don't know. But I'm going to bring in the other Hordaks real quick. I'm going to line them all up just to show them to you. And we'll go ahead and wrap this up. And just, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm very happy with this. I think Mattel did a great job. This is the best 2-pack out of the other, two. So just out of the 3 total. But it's great, man. Like, how can you not love this? I mean, you've got to have it in hand to really, really appreciate it. It's solid. It's sturdy. The cape, the wash, the darker color on it. It just, I say wash, but it's just a darker maroonish color. I don't know. He stands well. His joints are tight. I mean, he looks great, man. He looks great. Job well done, Mattel. You see a little Hordak over here to the right. I'm going to bring him in, and we'll get right on it, and then we'll finish it up. All right, so we got all the Hordaks out. We're ready to just go ahead and finish this up, this review of the 2-pack. And, Stranger Things is, it's really a cool piece. Now, earlier I made some comments saying that, really, MOTU doesn't need Stranger Things, and it's kind of being kind of ridiculous a little bit, maybe, kind of, but I don't know. I just something that I felt like MOTU doesn't have to do a crossover with anybody. And vice versa. I mean, Stranger Things is its own, they don't need a crossover with nobody. It's cool to have. So maybe I worded it, a little incorrectly, but again, we're past that now. Here we are. I do want to show something off. I pointed out in the artwork. You can see here the bow here with the bat symbol or the guy he's on top. So in the artwork, it's on the bottom, but it's on top. So I don't know why that is. I don't know why they didn't do a full portrait as they did for He-Man and Skeletor and the bad guys, Vecna and the Demogorgon or whatever. I just don't. I don't know why they did that. They changed things up. Maybe we'll get a 4th figure set and it'll kind of fit in between. So we'll see. But I just wanted to bring these other Hordaks out real quick. These are from Origins. The 2 here on the left are going to be your Buzzsaw Hordaks. I put this out here just to show you. This is one version of the saw. There is another version as well. Goes in the chest. The chest pops open based on, you can see here the cape has a little piece you push down on right there. So it does have functionality. Now this one here only has a half painted bat. I have 2 of these. That's why I opened one. Probably shouldn't have done that because I like to collect errors and little variations. Now, you can see here I have 2 of these, but the faces are different. So what I'll do is I'll bring the smiling portrait in so you can just see where the eyes are all black here with a red dot, and then they're all red here on this one. Then this is black and this is gray. All right, so it's the same on the other heads. It's the standard portrait, which this figure has, but it's the solid red, a little black under the eyes with the gray on the face, and this has the black. You can see here the ears are almost fully painted gray, and this one they're not. I'll bring them in closer so you can see what I'm talking about. Or you can just see here. So the gray is almost fully painted on the ear, just a slight bit of white. You can see here there's no gray. So that's a version of that. There's 2 versions of this that you can get on card for the Buzzsaw Hordak if you're into collecting variations. Now the standard Hordak, most of you will probably have the eyes that are black with a small red dot, which will look like this right here. This right here is the traditional head that you probably have. I don't know the ratio to what they are, but this one here, the solid red, I brought this one out because it's probably less of these than the other. You can comment and let me know which one you have. There's also another version of this. So you can get deep into this. This is just the standard Hordak from wave 3 or 4. Came out in January of 21, I believe. Hit shelves right after Christmas. So this is a great figure. this is, I mean, it's fantastic. And again, and I love it that the fact they went with this translucent blue, purplish color. It's hard to tell, but it's translucent and it's fantastic. This is going to be, this will eventually sell out, and I think this will probably be the most valuable Hordak. If that's something you're into, if not, whatever, doesn't matter. I brought out the Hurricane Hordak with the extra head. This is a Filmation concept head that they were going to go with. It is badass. Looks great. Looks good on him. The vac metal is fantastic, as you can see. You know, it just looks really good. But little accessory here, you can load it up. It's got a couple of different accessories that came with the vintage figure. You can see here he has a full eyes. But the main character we're talking about right now from Hordak here is the translucent purplish blue. I would love to know if anybody has any different eyes, because there's so many variations of Hordak with the standard release and the deluxe. Now, I'm not too sure with the creations piece, but the ones from retail for sure have multiple different styles. I like to know. So if you see anything different, let me know. If you have anything other than just a black with a little red dot, or you can comment and just tell me you have the red dot, But he does glow in the dark here on the face. The bat that he has comes with for his wrist, it glows in the dark. He's just a great figure. As you can see here, I told you earlier, the little bat symbol here, it's on his right arm, whereas all the rest of them you can see is on his left. Left, 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 left. So that's kind of interesting to me. I don't know if that was on purpose. I don't know if that's because it's the upside down, the quotations there. I don't know. Let me know what you think. It's only so much you can talk about. I hate to beat it to death, but it's such a great figure. It really is. I truly think, sometimes these things, they sit. They may go on clearance. They may get a discount. They may get the coupons that Target does once in a while. But I don't think you want to miss out on this, because it is the best Hordak in my opinion. I mean, just the glow in the dark head, the translucent purplish blue body, and just to get into it, I'll just go ahead and do this, because really, hopefully this will, look at that. That bluish, it's blue. It's like a blue purple. Sorry for the light, face there on your TV. But he's so cool. Yeah. Well, there we go. Cut that off. So let me know what you think. Comment below. Make sure you like it if you want to. If you don't, like I always say, whatever. But what a great figure. Mattel, congratulations, man. I love it. I'm going to watch the Stranger Things, trilogy, or the 4 or 5 seasons. I'm going to watch them all. I'll binge watch it one day or one weekend or at some point when I get time. And I'll find out who's who. But as far as the MOTU goes, we know who's who. And I'm telling you, they crushed it with this figure. It's just funny how it's the same figure as the rest, but just the color. You know what I mean? They just did a great job. So make sure you pick it up. They're in stock right now as we're doing this at Target. It's a Target exclusive. Don't hesitate. Don't wait around. If it goes on, don't hope for clearance. They may have cut back on the amount they made because of the first 2 pieces. So you never know. It's not as popular as He-Man and Skeletor, maybe less. I mean, you just don't know. So anyway, you all take care, and I will see you soon. I've got a couple interviews lined up, and I'm going to do a mask review on the SDCC Rhino. They're calling it something different from Little Subjects, but we'll go over that when we get to it. But just stay tuned. We got several videos coming up. So I appreciate everyone. Y'all have a good night. Later.